Hello students, today we are going to learn about chapter number 11, magnetic material. In last year we studied about magnet and its properties. What is the meaning of magnet then? The substance which attract small pieces of iron is called a magnet. Actually, a magnet is a iron ore having a chemical formula Fe3O4. It is dark gray or black in color. It is found in Greek island, Magnesia, and thereafter it is named as a magnet. Then question arises, what are the properties of the magnet? First property of the magnet is that it shows the property of attractivity. Means when small pieces of iron placed near it, it attracts them. There is another property of the magnet is that directivity. It is always shows a north-south direction. The end of the magnet which shows a north direction is called a north pole, and the end of the magnet which shows a south direction is called a south pole. That means a magnet is having two poles, north pole and south pole. Because of these two poles, it is also called as a magnetic dipole. Di means two poles. Thereafter, these poles of the then question arises where these poles of the magnet are situated. When we cut the magnet, two opposite poles are created at the cut and pole position is shifted. We get two dipoles. Even if we cut magnet up to atom, it is not possible to isolate the poles of the magnet, as well as we cannot locate the exact position of the poles. So they are called as a fictitious poles. Thereafter, another property of the magnet is that like poles are having a repulsion, means Nn poles repulsion, Ss pole also repulsion. While unlike poles having attraction, means north and south poles are having attraction. Then question arises, why magnet possess the property of attractivity, whereas what is the origin of magnetism? In this chapter, we have to discuss about origin of magnetism in a material and magnetic moment of revolving electron, as well as we have to discuss about magnetization, magnetic intensity only. Other topics are deleted from your syllabus. Let us start a first topic, origin of magnetism in magnetic material. In order to understand a magnetism in magnetic material, we have to use a basic concept such as a magnetic poles and magnetic dipole moment. In 11th standard, you study about magnetic field due to magnet about axis and equatorial point. Some material possess the property of magnetic and other don't. To understand it, let us consider the building blocks of material. That means atom which consist of a negatively charged electron revolving around the nucleus, which shows the magnetic properties as discussed in our next topic, a magnetic moment of an electron revolving around the nucleus of atom. Consider an electron revolving around the positively charged nucleus in a circular orbit of radius r. Means electron is revolving around the nucleus along the circumference of a circle of radius r. A negatively charged electron minus e revolve in an orbit equivalent to tiny current loop produced in opposite direction. Suppose we consider electron is moving in anti-clockwise direction, then we say that conventional current is flowing in a clockwise direction. Okay? In one revolution, suppose in one revolution, electron travels a distance equal to circumference, and this circumference equals to 2 pi r. And suppose it takes a time equal to period of revolution, means t. The orbital speed of the electron is given by velocity equal to distance upon time. Distance travel in one revolution is the circumference, means 2 pi r, and how much time it takes? It is equal to period t. So you can take here v equal to 2 pi r upon t. Or t is taken in this side, then t equal to 2 pi r upon v. The magnitude of circulating current is given by current equals to what? Charge upon time, or rate of flow of charges is called as the current. So you can take here a charge is the electron and time is the period. So you can take I equal to E upon T. So T is known to you, 2 pi r upon V. Substituting the value of T, then you get here I equal to E upon 2 pi r upon V equal to EV upon 2 pi r. Thus, the orbital momentum due to current loop is called as m orbital equal to NIA. N means number of loops, means here N is 1. So, I into A directly you can take here. I is a EV upon 2 pi r from this equation. And how much area covered by it? Area of the circle. And what is area of the circle? It is the pi r square. And equal to half EVR. This is orbital magnetic moment of the electron. Half EVR. Thereafter, multiplying and dividing to this equation by ME. Then ME means mass of the electron. Then we get here orbital magnetic dipole moment of the electron equals to EME/VR upon 2ME. Then we know that ME/VR means mass, velocity and radius. Product is called as the angular momentum. Angular momentum. So you can take here EL upon 2ME. The above equation shows that here E is the charge on the electron, it is a constant. We know that it is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Here mass of the electron is also constant. It is 9.11 into 10 raised to minus 31 kilogram. That means magnetic dipole moment, orbital magnetic dipole moment of the electron is directly proportional to angular momentum. And negative sign shows that both M orbital and L are in opposite directions and perpendicular to the plane of the orbit. In vector form, you can write here M orbital equal to minus E vector L upon 2ME. Because of negative sign is because of M and L are in opposite direction. Thereafter, we go through another term, gyromagnetic ratio. The ratio of magnetic dipole moment and of a orbiting electron to an angular momentum. Look here, M orbital divided by L. It is the gyromagnetic ratio, which is equals to, from this equation you can take here, E upon 2ME. E is known to you, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 upon 2 into 9.11 into 10 raised to minus 31. After calculation, it is 8.782 into 10 raised to 10 coulomb per kilogram. This ratio is called as the gyromagnetic ratio. According to second postulate of Bohr, we discussed this postulate in, chapter number 15. So angular momentum equal to me VR, which is equal to nh upon 2 pi. H is the Planck's constant, n being the orbit number. In first orbit, n is a 1. So you can take here m orbital equals to eh upon 4 me after this solving. Thereafter, it is called as a, and its value is worked out as 9.274. 9.274 into 10 raised to minus 24 ampere per meter square. This value nh upon 2 pi is substituted here in this equation, and then we get here. Thereafter, it is called as a Bohr's magneton, or in short BM it is called as. Thereafter, we go through another topic, resultant magnetic moment of an atom. Means we know that as electron is revolving around the nucleus, then what happens? It is having orbital magnetic dipole moment as well as intrinsic magnetic moment. Intrinsic magnetic moment means electron does not spin because it is a fundamental particle and it does not spin, just like as the earth is revolving around the sun and earth is also revolving around itself also. Means spin motion as well as orbital motion is there. But in electron only orbital motion is, but due to intrinsic magnetic dipole moment, it is called as a spin magnetic dipole moment. So, a resultant dipole moment of the electron is mr equals to orbital dipole moment plus spin dipole moment. It is in vector form this equation is written. But according to Pauli's exclusion principles, it is seen that in an atom or molecule, no two electrons can have the same set of quantum numbers. Meaning n, l, m, ml and ms. Mean no two electrons in the same group arrive because their charge environments are different. As an orbit can contain a maximum of only two electrons, the two electrons must have the opposite spins. Mean one is moving in clockwise direction, even if they are in the same orbit. But one is moving in a clockwise direction, other is moving in a anti-clockwise direction. And so the resultant magnetic dipole moment of the atom with paired electron defining as same state will be 0 because electron which is moving in a clockwise direction produces a dipole moment in a particular direction. But electron which is moving in anti-clockwise direction produces a dipole moment exactly in opposite direction. So resultant dipole moment, these two electrons, paired electron, cancel their dipole moments. So resultant dipole moment is a 0. The atom with odd number of electrons in outermost orbit possesses a non-zero resultant magnetic moment. In inner orbits are completely filled and pairs, so they do not contribute to the resultant magnetic dipole moment. Looks in this figure, suppose we consider oxygen atom, not oxygen gas like as a O2, mean oxygen atom, how many electrons are possessed in it? 8 electrons are there. Look here, in first orbital, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p4. Meaning in 1s orbit, first orbit, one is clockwise, other is anti-clockwise, they cancelled out each other. Here again 2s clockwise, anti-clockwise, cancelled out. There have been 2p, three groups are there. Thereafter here paired are only 4 are there. Out of 4, what happens? One gets a pair, means 2 are there, but this 2 remains empty. So they are not cancelled their dipole moment because they are in a particular direction, in opposite direction, no electrons are moving. So resultant dipole moment is not cancelled. So oxygen atom possess some magnetic dipole moment. Okay. Similarly, we can consider here, suppose we consider a hydrogen atom, only one electron is there, so it possesses a net dipole moment. But suppose we consider a helium atom, only two electrons are there, one is clockwise and other anti-clockwise, so they cancelled out. But in lithium atom, three are there, one clockwise, other anti-clockwise, they cancelled out, but one is unpaired. So it possesses some magnetism. Similarly, barium, four electrons are there. So you can take here net dipole moment is 0. But for boron, only one unpaired electron is there. That's why it possesses some magnetic dipole moment. Then think about it. What you can say about aluminium, what you can say about iron and other atoms, or nickel, cobalt. Think about it. Thereafter, we go through magnetization. Another topic is there. Unpaired electron in atom have a net magnetic dipole moment. Means here in this figure you see that unpaired electron mean hydrogen, lithium, boron, they are the unpaired electrons. The bulk material is made up of large number of such atoms. Means suppose we consider an example of lithium, there is an unpaired electron, so it possesses a net dipole moment. But bulk material is made up of large number of such atoms having a magnetic dipole moment. But total material is not a magnet. Then question arises, why this material is not a magnet? But magnetic dipole moment of the atoms are randomly oriented, so net magnetic dipole moment of any material is 0. Means suppose we consider such type of substance, this atom magnetic dipole moments of atoms are randomly oriented, so resultant dipole moment is a 0. Mean for aluminium, means each and every atom in the aluminium possesses a net magnetic dipole moment. Similarly, manganese, lithium, chromium, oxygen, means each and every atom possesses a net magnetic dipole moment because they are having unpaired electrons. So they show the magnetic properties. But if we consider total substance, these atomic magnets, individual atomic magnets are oriented randomly. And that's why resultant dipole moment is a 0. And such material is called as a paramagnetic material. It is removed from your syllabus. Thereafter, for some other materials like as Fe3O4, vector addition of the magnetic dipole moment is not 0. So such a material have a net magnetic dipole moment. And that's why Fe3O4 is a magnet, but other materials are not magnet even if atoms are magnet in some materials. Thereafter we go through a definition of magnetization. Magnetization means the ratio of magnetic dipole moment to the volume of the material. Look the formula and you can make the definition from the formula also. The ratio of magnetic moment to the volume of the material. Then M equal to net magnetic dipole moment divided by its volume. Then it is a vector in the direction of magnetic dipole moment. Assign it is, what is unit of magnetic dipole moment? Ampere meter square, and volume upon meter cube. Meter square upon meter cube mean you can take here per meter, mean ampere meter, and dimensions are L minus 1, M0, T0, A1. Thereafter, we are going forward another topic, a magnetic intensity H. Consider a magnetic rod placed in a solenoid having a N turns, just like a such type of solenoid is there, and here magnetic rod is inserted like it. N be the number of turns per unit length and I be the current through it. Then magnetic field inside the solenoid B0 equals to mu 0 Ni. We know that circular coil carrying a current, then magnetic dipole moment at the center is, magnetic dipole moment, so magnetic induction or magnetic field inside the solenoid is mu 0 Ni equal to mu 0 h. The proof of this formula is in a previous chapter. Then where h equal to Ni, it is a magnetic intensity, is a magnetic field intensity. Mu 0 is the permeability of free space, means air or vacuum. And B depends on the material, but H does not depends upon the material. B is depends on material because it is depends on mu 0, but H is not depends upon the material. It is depends upon the number of turns as well as current. Okay, the magnetic field due to rod, look the thing, magnetic field due to rod Bm equals to mu 0 m. Means magnetic field inside the solenoid is B0 equal to mu 0 Ni or mu 0 H, and magnetic field due to rod is Bm equal to mu 0 m. So net magnetic field inside the rod is B equal to B0 plus Bm, mean mu 0 H plus mu 0 m. Okay. Thereafter, rearranging the terms, you can take here mu 0 m is taken in this side, and thereafter H is taken. So therefore H equal to B upon mu 0 minus m. This equation shows that the magnetic field depends upon the magnetic intensity as well as magnetic dipole moment. Okay. Thereafter, we are going forward a relation between permeability and susceptibility. Then B equal to B0 plus Bm, you can take from the previous equations mu 0 H plus mu 0 m. Then mu 0 H as it is, so mu 0 chi H, where this chi is the susceptibility of free space. Thereafter, where m equals to chi H, which substituted it. Then mu 0 1 plus chi into H, or 1 plus chi is nothing but the relative permeability. They were, and thereafter mu 0 mu r H or B equal to mu H, where mu is the permeability of the material. Then question arises, what is the permeability? Permit to pass the magnetic lines of forces through the material. It is called as a permeability. Simple language, a definition is there. Permit to pass the, means some magnetic materials, some materials allow more lines of forces passing through it, so their permeability is more. Some materials which does not allow, so their permeability is less. Means particularly diamagnetic material not allowed, so their permeability is less. Some materials allowed more, then their iron, its permeability is high. Okay. Susceptibility, response to material to the external magnetic field. Means suppose this material is kept in external magnetic field, what is its response? If its response is more, then its susceptibility is more. Response to magnetization means when it is kept in the magnetic field, then response to material to the external magnetic field, it gives a quick response, strong response, then its susceptibility is more. Simple word language, these definitions are given. Permit to pass the magnetic lines of forces through a material, it is the permeability and response of a material to the external magnetic field. Okay. Thereafter we go through another thing. I think other topics are deleted in your syllabus, only this expression is there. Okay. Students should have to learn this, and thereafter based on the problems directly. In multiple choice, 5 multiple choices are there, but other are depends on syllabus which is not included in your board syllabus. That's why we are taking direct 5th MCQ. The magnetizing field of 360 ampere meter inverse produces a magnetic flux density B equal to 0.6 T. The ferromagnetic material. Actually, iron, nickel, cobalt are called as the ferromagnetic material. They are having a strong response to magnetic field, so their susceptibility is very high. Okay. What is the permeability? In Tesla meter per ampere or ampere inverse. Answers are given. Simple formula is there, mu equal to B upon H. Mean magnetic field is given, it is a 0.6 divided by 360. 0.6 divided by 60 means 1 upon 600. Answer is 1 upon 600. Okay, simple. Numericals are there. Number 3, when a plate of magnetic material of size 10 centimeter into 0.5 centimeter into 0.2 centimeter. 10 centimeter length is there, breadth is 0.5 centimeter and thickness is 0.2 centimeter respectively, is located in magnetizing field of 0.5 into 10 raised to 4 ampere meter. When the magnetic moment of 5 ampere meter square is induced in it, find out the magnetic induction in a rod. Okay, answer is given directly. Look the thing in your book, it is 0.634 Weber per meter square. Given things, volume is given. What is volume? Sorry. Volume V equals to 10 centimeter into 0.5 centimeter into 0.2. Convert it. 0.5 into 0.2 into 10 means it is 1 centimeter cube, or convert it into in meter cube 10 raised to minus 6 meter cube. Okay. Thereafter H is given. Magnetizing field is given. H equal to 0.5 into 10 raised to 4. And net magnetic dipole moment 5 ampere meter square is given. And mu 0 is always given. Mean permeability of free space 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 Weber per ampere meter. Then B we have to calculate. Which formula we use? B equals to what? Mu 0 H plus M. Or you can take mu 0 H. What is M? Magnetization. M net divided by magnetic dipole moment divided by V, volume. So 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7.5 into 10 raised to 4. And here M net is given 5 divided by 10 raised to minus 6. Thereafter, after solving it is 4 into 3.142. Look here, pi is always taken 3.142, not a 3.14. Remember it. Into 10 raised to, according to board rule, into 10 raised to minus 1 into, how 10 raised to minus 1 is taken here, the 10 raised to 4 are common taken is there. Thereafter, after calculation 0.005 plus 5 equals to 20.02 into 10 raised to into 0.3142. 10 raised to 6 is, I think 10 raised to 6 is taken common, and that's why I am taking here 0.005 and 5 is taken. Thereafter, after calculation, we get answer B equal to 6.29 Weber per meter square. Book answer is 0.634, and here this answer is work out 6.29. I think something is wrong in the book answer. Forget about it. 6.29 is the answer, correct answer. Some wrong answers are given in your book. This is one of the example. Thereafter, we go through another numerical. A rod of magnetic material of cross section 0.25 square centimeter is located in 4000 ampere per meter magnetizing field. The magnetic flux passing through the rod is 25 into 10 raised to minus 6 Weber. Find out a relative permeability and magnetic susceptibility and magnetization of the rod. Given A equal to 0.25 cross sectional area square meter, 0.25 into 10 raised to minus 4 centi means minus 2, minus 2 into minus 2 means minus 4, 25 into 10 raised to minus 6 square meter, 2 decimals are shifted. Thereafter H equal to 4000 ampere meter inverse or ampere per meter. Phi is given 25 into flux, magnetic flux, 25 into 10 raised to minus 6 Weber. Mu 0 is always given. Then mu r to be calculated. susceptibility to be calculated, magnetization to be calculated. Then we know the formula A equal to mu 0 mu r h. Therefore, mu r equals to, mu 0 is mu r is a relative permeability and magnetic intensity H is. So, mu r equal to B upon mu 0 H. You can take here B is taken as magnetic flux per unit area. Magnetic field is nothing but the magnetic flux per unit area. Substituting this formula, phi upon A mu 0 H. Phi is given 25 into 10 raised to minus 6. A is given 25 into 10 raised to minus 6. 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 400. 4000 is there. Thereafter, after calculation, we can take here. Here 10,000 is taken divided by 16 into 10 raised 3.142. Here calculations are made by me. 25 into 10 raised to 4 and thereafter 10 raised to minus 7 and minus 6 are taken upwards, and there 10 raised to minus 6 gets cancelled, and thereafter after calculations we go through. Then 10,000 divided by 50.372 and after calculation it is 198.92, approximately 199. This answer is given in your book. Thereafter relative permeability equals to 1 plus chi or 1 plus susceptibility, means susceptibility equal to mu r equals to mu r minus 1 or 198.92 minus 1. Simply you get here 197.92. It is nearly 198. This is your answer. Simple numericals are there. Important thing is that formula should be remembered to you. Only formulas are there in the chapter. Nothing is there. Then thereafter the magnetization equals to what? Chi H. What is chi? 198 is taken. Approximate value is taken here into 4000, and after calculation 792,000 ampere per meter square. Ampere per meter, sorry. Thereafter we go through another problem. An electron in an atom is revolving round the nucleus in a circular orbit of radius 5.3 into 10 raised to minus 11 meter with speed of 2 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. Find the resultant orbital magnetic moment and angular moment of electron. Charge on electron is given, mass of the electron is given. Thereafter given things are given. Radius of the orbit is given 5.3 into 10 raised to minus 11. Velocity of the electron is given 2 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. Charge is given 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kilogram. M orbital and L calculate. M orbital equal to half EVR and substituting values 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 2 into 2 into 10 raised to minus 10 raised to 6, 5.3 into 10 raised to upon 2. After calculations, you can take here 8.48 into 10 raised to minus 24 ampere meter square. This is your answer. Then angular momentum equal to mvr. M is the mass of the electron, 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31. Velocity is the 2 into 10 raised to 6. And radius is given 5.3 into 10 raised to minus 11. And after calculation, it is a 96.46 into 10 raised to minus 36. And thereafter, you can shift the decimal 9.646 into 10 raised to minus 5 Newton meter second, or you can take kilogram meter square per second also. Another unit you can use. I think this is all about a chapter and all about the numericals. This is only one lecture on the chapter magnetic material. Students are having advice: stay home safely. Have a good day. Thank you.